Looks like we're live. What up? We're doing a little live footage of the moon. May 5th, 2017. Skies are very clear, but not very steady. Let's see if I can find something here. Let's see. All right, well. This is kind of a preliminary thing. I'm doing some testing. So you guys that are watching now and those of you watching later will be my guinea pigs. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's better. I guess that's as big as I can make this thing with this particular setup. Whoa. All right. Starting to look pretty good. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, let's see. Let's see how that's coming through. Too bad. Let me try one more thing here. If let's see what that does to the live stream here. I don't guess that did anything. All right, well. Jeez. All right, let's see if I can get. This is weird. Let's see if this does anything. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if that is doing anything better. All right. Let's see. The joys of modern technology. All right. Okay, nice. Nice. Cool. Let's see what's this. All right, let's see what's going on here. Check. It's darker on the YouTubes here. My phone says there's no reverb. Looks like I can almost see a man in the moon. It looks like he's yelling. He got a left eye, a right eye, a nose, and a screamer type expression. Make sure I'm not live on this one. Okay, good. All right, cool. All right. Check that out. A. Let's see here. All right. We are in business. Business. All right, let's close that. Save battery life. Nope. And let's see. Okay. I'll point out, let's see, right at the tip of this mouse pointer. It's right about here. Let me make sure I'm pointing in the right spot here. Basically right at the point, at the very tip of that pointer is where Apollo 11 landed. That's the first people on the moon. Yeah, it's gonna move on me, but it's right there. Let's put that up. Let's see. This thing's really starting to move now. I did not get a good polar alignment, but you know, whatever. Let's go a little closer here. So Apollo 11 landed right here, somewhere near the tip of my arrow here. Pretty cool. Okay. So why isn't that charging? Oh, how very odd. All right, well, I'm gonna try to in. So I'm gonna need to go drop my phone off, which means I'll do this. Keep that in the frame. Let's see here. What we got? Still there. Focus still looks pretty good. Let's do something real quick. Aristophanes. Okay, cool. All right, let's see. Seeing is not so bad tonight. Let's see if I can get a little bit more detail out of this thing. The mount isn't exactly aligned, so it's going to drift all night on me. But that's okay. Ooh, I do not like that one. Let's see if this one does. Mm, yeah, I like that one best. I might try to refocus too here. I think that's pretty good. I have to manually focus because I don't have a automatic focus. Okay, well. All right, let me move this thing back here. Skies are definitely better than last night, but not what I hoped. Hey, Brendan, I'm just to the left. Just to the left. You can see the distortion in the sky, and then every so often you get relative clarity. But right now, the entire sky is clear. I don't think it's going to cloud out tonight. We may get some moisture later, as is per the case, especially with the sky being this turbulent. That tells me there's a lot of moisture or something in the air. A lot of moving currents. Yeah, that's right, Brendan. Um, when you see a coin at the bottom of a wishing well, and if the water is disturbed even slightly, that coin distorts, and you can see the coin, but its image is being tugged and pulled by the water. That's what's happening um, in our atmosphere, um, and that's what causes the turbulence that you're seeing there. And that's literally called seeing. That's what we call it as astronomers, anyway. Yeah, and this isn't the highest resolution. This is an old DSLR camera that I have. I'm going into my laptop here, USB, which is giving us the image here, and it's not the best in the world. I am a book-learned astronomer. If by that you mean I learned astronomy by reading books. I didn't go to school for it. I mean, I took I think a physics class one time, unrelated to the astronomy, but I'm just a amateur astronomer. I just enjoy it. There's nothing quite like pulling a scope out on a night like tonight and seeing what we're seeing. For instance, I'll point out, okay, so this little crater right here, little, is Copernicus. His name's Copernicus. Every crater you see here, they all have names. This one's Copernicus. And from edge to edge, it's about 58 miles across. So that gives you a sense of scale there. And those mountains you see, I think they're about 1.5 miles tall, from what I remember. They might be a little taller, maybe 2 miles or so. You'd need several 100 million bananas, and even then, I don't think you'd see. If you had maybe 1 billion bananas laid in like a pattern on the moon, I bet you might detect a little slight yellowing of a spot. The thing is, from Earth, from any telescope on Earth, basically, no matter what the size, you'll never see anything smaller than about 1 mile wide. So everything you're seeing up here is just massive craters. Massive, massive. Even these little tiny guys are just huge. So yeah, that's Copernicus. That's a very famous crater. In fact, It may be visible with binoculars. I'm not sure. This one over here is Aristophanes. We know Aristophanes was a very famous Greek scientist of old. He basically figured out the Earth was round long, long ago. I don't know the answer to that question, Brendan, but I don't think we are. I don't think there's any way it's even remotely possible that we're alone. I think there's probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of civilizations out there. And the problem is space is just too big. We'll never make contact with them. We'll never even know that they existed or what they look like or their cultures or the reason they went extinct or the reason they killed each other. Or, because space is just too large, we'll only ever know our story. I think. Could be wrong, but we'll see. I'm not sure. These two on the right here do look a bit deeper, but it might just be because they're still shrouded in darkness. You can see there is still a shadow over here on this particular crater. But the rest of it is basically illuminated in the sunlight. I'm sure this mountain has a tiny bit of a shadow here. That's what this dark side is. If we could get closer, we could probably see that. But yeah, these two craters over here, I'm not exactly sure. Let's see, I can look it up real quick. Who they are. Those are Reinhold and Landsberg. Reinhold is 42 kilometers wide. I'm gonna say that's about half of. Let's see, that's like 28 miles wide or so. I'd say that's about 25 to 30 miles wide as well. These are smaller craters, but still 25 miles wide. You have to imagine the energy that was required to make those holes. Quite impressive. It was named, this one right here, Reinhold, was named for Erasmus Reinhold, German astronomer, mathematician, lived from 1511 to 1553. Got his own crater. Yeah, not too bad. I can't get any closer, actually, Brendan. All I can do is see that this is the software I'm using. If you're curious, this is a much wider shot of the moon. This is what the telescope is putting on the CCD image or the CCD chip, and I'm just kind of zooming into one area using this 5x feature. This whole program is pretty rocking. I enjoy it. Nice. Yeah, I was gonna crack open a beer actually, but then I got busy doing stuff. So let's take off 5x and let's look for an area to go to here. Let's go over here for a second. All right. All right. I'm just looking at a different little area. No, not yet. Not tonight. I may try for Jupiter later. With this program, I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but we'll definitely give Jupiter a shot. Once it gets a little darker, I mean, it's still not even really technically dark yet. And it will never really technically get dark tonight because of the moon, but that's a different story. All right, let's see here. I'm going to look up, I know this crater here is called Plato. I was showing Plato last night, actually. Any of you guys watching now may have caught my live stream on Facebook. Let's see. Yeah, Plato is about 70 miles or so across. It's huge. Let's see if we can pull out. Okay, is that it right there? Man, it's so hard to tell. I think it is. That is it, though. Yeah, that's it. Mons Piton, right there. Diameter of 25 kilometers. So it's always hard to convert that. It's like 12, 13, 14 miles. Thing right here. Wow. Okay. There's all kinds of features that, I mean, really this close you can make out a few of them that you can't from normal magnifications. And one of them is these things right here. If you see along the edge of the cursor there, there's these snake-looking formations. These are called Ryles. And from my understanding, they are ancient underground rivers of lava that have obviously stopped flowing. These white things are lunar rays. You see they're emanating out here from this crater. So this is new material, or material that has been laid down on top of the darker material. You see that some of these newer craters look whiter. Material's like more fresh. So that's a telltale sign. I live in like the southeast Texas area, Brendan, so it's pretty mild tonight actually. I have a light sweatshirt on just so the mosquitoes won't kill me. Yeah, a few 100 million or few dozen million years ago. There's a lot of them like that. I mean, there's quite a few. Let's see, we can pan down to one that I was showing last night. Let's see if we can find it even in this view here. See, along this dark area right here, this is called the Terminator. There's just so much cool stuff. And then you get down here into this really complicated area. I'll check this crater out, just completely shrouded in darkness in here. Just a bottomless pit. We'll have to come back to that one. Okay, I think that's Tycho, but I want to confirm it. Yeah, that's Tycho. You see all these rays coming out and going like this way, and you see they're all kind of emanating from one area. Then you zoom into that area all the way here. And that area is here. Now in binoculars or at low power, you can see this a little clearer. But this crater right here, I think this is Tycho. In binoculars, you know, that's one of your main things that your eye goes towards is Tycho. Let's see. Actually, definitely want to plug in my PC, guys. Give me 1 second. Let's see if I can do this in the dark here. Oh no. Did the camera die? Must have. Save the computer first. Okay, the computer is saved. Okay, well, let me go get the other battery here. Okay, I guess. All right, there's no battery. Okay, guys. Give me 1 second. Fresh batteries are coming. Definitely walked through a spider web, so that's cool. Right. Right. No. There we go. All right, we're back in business here. All right, so all right, and we're back, guys, gals, whoever's out there. Maybe no one. Let's do this. Let's go to 250. That looks pretty good. Automatic gives it that nice lunar look. I'm gonna go ahead and see if it'll. All right, guys, are we back here? All right, I think you got it. Let me see. All right, cool. Looks like we're back on. Okay. Let me see. All right. All right. Yeah, well, let's see. I guess it's focused now. I'm just trying to rack the focus a little bit here. Tycho was a massive impact, and fairly recently from the evidence that we have. But that's it, right center. You can see the rays. Like if I do what I was going to do earlier, which was kind of pull the image back a little bit, you can see there's all these rays going way out here, way out here. Crater right there. You can see it up here too. These really white, bright dots. Those are fresh craters. You know, like we're saying, a few hundred million years old, something like that. And these are the debris trails they've left. There's a really famous one in here called Messier A and B, and those two, it's a double impact. It's not uncommon to see on the moon chains of impact. So you see like 5 or 6 objects came in together, probably an asteroid or a comet that had been pulled apart by Earth or Jupiter or the moon or whatever, and land in sequence together in a chain of impacts. That's not uncommon. In fact, that's quite common. you know, somewhere between not uncommon and very common. Yeah, there's some really interesting places on the moon. We're in a very interesting area. Let's see. Yeah, this is Clavius. Clavius. Named for Christopher Clau Clavius, German mathematician, 1537 to 1612. Diameter is 245 kilometers. So 152 miles across. And the first June bug just landed on my computer. So Clavius is 152 miles across. I assume that's this way. Or maybe it's this way. I don't know. That's a big crater, though. So if we know that this is Clavius, we can look at a lunar map and then like crater hop. We can find the names of this one and this one. I want to know the name of this one. This one is pretty interesting to me. So let's look here. It's Shiner. Scheiner. Shiner crater. Named for the German mathematician, or German astronomer, I'm sorry, Christoph Scheiner. 1573 to 1650. That crater is 110 kilometers, which would put it about 100 miles or so across, I guess, or just under 100, maybe 80 miles across, something like that. China. The answer to your question, Brendan, is a resounding yes. No, of course not. I was a youngster back in those days when that movie came out. Um, but I can tell you that I watched that movie and I was inspired by the comet and the space flight and all that. But that movie was pure science fiction. You do not want to blow up a comet that's coming directly for you, because then you make a rubble pile. And what was one object is now 10 million objects. Maybe not as big, but still coming towards you like a shotgun. And sometimes, even if you blow the thing apart, gravity might reassemble it if it has time. So yeah, I wish the skies were clear tonight, but or steadier, I should say. They're clear though, but it could be steadier. Oh, there's a plane coming. Let's see if it crosses the moon. No, it's too low. That would be too cool if that happened. I haven't tuned into the live stream live yet. No. I mean, I haven't in the past, but I haven't recently. I'm hoping that the broadcast looks better when it's all uploaded and such. Let's see. Let's go for a little ride here. The dark area of the moon. Let's see if we can. Here's a good example, like in this area of ghost craters. That's what I call them. I mean, like here's a nice example. You know, it's a crater you can see, right? But it's basically filled up with material. You know, it's just it's barely there, and you can see these things. There's one. Here's what's left of one. Here's what's left of one. These are craters that hit the lowlands long before these Maria filled up with material, lava material. They filled in these craters. Like this is a newer crater than these over here because you can actually see the rebound structure and stuff inside there. Let's see if I can. Sounds like somebody's having a domestic dispute nearby. Love and positivity. So let's see if we can spot some of these craters here. Loudus. That one. Bull Albus. Okay, whatever. They're all named after, you know, peeps. Different peoples. Capaunus is this one. All right. Yeah, Capaunus. That's not right. That's Capaunus. That was a screech owl, but you guys probably didn't hear that. This is Siccus. These are craters that you can see this crater here. Okay, it has this little crater next to it, or on the rim. So right there, you can tell that this crater, this biggest crater, is older than this one, right? Because this one had to have been there for this one to even be visible. Otherwise, it would have been destroyed. And you can see it's on top of the rim of this crater. So whatever came in just hit the rim of a crater and made another little crater there. That crater is several miles wide, right there. And the light pollution here is bad, but it's for an urban area, it's not unbearable, I guess you could say. You know, it's workable. You can work. You can do cool stuff. You can do lunar and planetary photography. You can do spectroscopy. You can do deep sky photography as well, for sure. It takes a little bit of extra know-how to how to get around the lights. This is going to be cool for outreach. Um, I can, take this setup out into the field anywhere, basically. I don't even need power except for my computer when it runs out of battery. It'd be a great way to show the general public the moon. That way people that may not be able to get to an eyepiece can see it, like elderly people and stuff like that. Go back up toward this area. That would be a good idea, Brendan. We do a lot of outreach. I'm the president of the astronomy club locally, and we do a lot of outreach to middle schools, stuff like that. Middle schools, the Children's Museum nearby has us out for what they call a star party. It's an interesting, it's an interesting thing over there because it's basically in downtown Beaumont, but you know, it works. We educate people on the sky, and that's all that matters. Um, but yeah, it's important to share this hobby. A lot of people are interested in astronomy, but not a lot of people really do it. And people that do it should share that, just like glass or whatever. Music, audio engineering. But yeah, I'm gonna upgrade the camera setup for sure to make this a little bit easier, a little bit better resolution. I'm just using a DSLR to do this right now, and that's not the ideal setup. I may need to refocus this. Let's do that. I'll move the scope down here. It's about as good a focus as I'm gonna get, unfortunately. Let's see. That's not a bad focus for the whole disc. It's a beautiful shot of the moon. Yeah, that's true, Brennan. You know, people need to get out more in nature, connect with it because it'll change your life. All right. So let's take a look at real quick here. Let's see, I think I can. Yeah, right here. Okay, so Apollo 11, right here. That's where they landed, or close proximity to that. Right in there. No, the moon landing was not fake. Right. Yeah, this is good. Yep, this was the Apollo 11 landing site right here. They also sent a surveyor probe that landed, and it was somewhere over here, further over this way. But yeah, I'm gonna go get a beer. BRB. All right. Is there no cursor? Oh no. Let's see if you can see it now. It's right here. Yeah, it's like if there's this weird Pac-Man looking thing eating this little dot, they landed just out here. Apollo 11. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. So weird. Well, let me do it sometime. That's a good question, Brendan. I don't know. I'm sure there was. They had geologists and planetary scientists and all kinds of experts plotting these landing points, and I'm sure they had their reasons. It's a pretty neat little area right here for the middle of the screen. Mare undarum. This one right here. Yes. Mare marginis. This one right here. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've seen that one and known that that was what it is. Mare marginis. That means sea of the edge right here. And the one next to it is called so that's just a crater edge on basically. Hmm. This is Mare spumans. All these things, all these names. Mare Christian. Sea of Crisis right here. Pretty cool. Yeah, they're either like the names of these things are either like philosophers or scientists or mathematicians or you know stuff like that. Let me see if I can get a better focus here. That's pretty good. I think it's hard to tell because the sky is just so boily right now. Looks like that might be a good focus there. Yeah, they almost do look like roadways, like landmarks and stuff like that. Roadways, runways, canals. See if we have a good focus. Let's go try Jupiter for a few minutes. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yes. Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay. So I'm gonna do this manually because I know that I'm not polar aligned. That is an integral part of this. Off we go. There she is. He, she, whatever. It. The ISO here. Go crazy and see the moons where they're at. Okay, I see 3 moons there. Oh, there's 4. 2 here real close together. 1 up here. Get. Get. There we go. All right, there's Jupiter. Now let me get a focus because I know it's not right. That's closer, I think. I do too many things at once here. I'm gonna go with that. I know there's a bit of flaring there, but uh, oh yeah, now we're starting to see the equatorial bands. Who are you, dude? Yo, you need to get up out my yard right now. Right now. Wow. Okay, somebody just ran up in my yard from behind me. me, man. Wow. Wow, that scared me. It's all good, peeps. It's all good. Dude, that scared me. I did not know if he was coming for me or what. Wow, that weirds me out. Okay, we're getting a little bit of detail here. Not much. He just said, I'm trying to run from that lady right there, and there was a car behind me. And I'm like, you need to get up out of here right now. Like, I've got several things that I can use as a weapon, a beer can, whatever. I'll figure it. I mean, dude, my neighborhood used to be pretty quiet, but here recently it's been pretty crazy. I'm trying to focus this image to get it a little bit sharper here. The atmosphere is just not very excited to tonight, unfortunately. Let's see if we can get. It's probably a fun beat. I don't have anything down yet, so this is all still experimental. Probably about as good as I'm going to be able to get it right there. Oh man, yeah, there's been nights where not photographically like this, but visually I've seen so much detail in Jupiter and the moon. I mean, it's tonight is a bad night. It's clear as a bell, but it just there's a transparency issue, and I think there's a seeing issue. Seeing really affects the planets. Um, Transparency affects like the deep sky objects and stuff like that. But let's see if I can bring something else out of here. These two moons are probably Io and Ganymede or something. I'll leave it at that right there. That's an interesting little filter. It helps kind of bring out a little bit of detail here and there. That's crazy. Crazy world we're living in. Well, let's see what this. Let's see if we can. Yeah, we definitely got color. Jupiter's got lots of colors. Sorry, the skies aren't better, y'all. I mean, but this is what we deal with as astronomers. You know, it's unfortunate, but that is what it is. Ganymede and Io. That's those two moons. I can't remember what I said. I think I said Ganymede and Io. This is Ganymede up here, and this is Europa. Moons. Callisto is way out here, so what? There goes the chick that was after that kid. It's like he's a dog that got away and ran away from his master. But the dog talked to me. Maybe I've had too many beers. Maybe drinking half of this beer. I don't know. About to kill this live stream though, and sure my safety is secure here. Uh, I stargaze as often as I can, dude. Um, Whenever it's clear and I'm not working, like blowing glass at night, because I switch to nights a lot of the time during the summer because it's just way too hot during the day. But yeah, as often as possible. I'll be doing a lot of it next week, or not next week, but coming up in a couple of weeks. At a pretty big star party, so that'll be cool. For those of y'all watching, we're just looking at Jupiter. I'm gonna put it right there. You can see 3 of the 4 moons. Yeah, no, it's well, some of these people dress up on certain days like Star Trek characters, but that's a different story altogether. Yeah, Star Party is basically where astronomy nerds get together for a week out in the desert and party. Got people that go out there to take pictures like this, to image and do all that. And you got guys that like me that just go out to look at cool stuff, galaxies and all that. It's fun. There's a never-ending supply of cool things to look at up there. Even in these terrible seeing conditions, you can still see some decent detail. Oh man. So yeah, this is Jupiter for those still watching. 3 of the 4 moons that are visible from Earth are up there. Ganymede, right here. Io, and Europa is way up here. Here we go. Probably gonna flip back over to the moon. Oh, let's see. Probably have to do a manual meridian flip. Meridian flip. Hopefully I'm not bum rushed by a shirtless meth head this time. That would be cool if I could avoid that altogether. Before we go though, I'd like to, for my own purposes, those. No, thank you. Let me look this up real quick. Where is it? Alright, meridian flip time. This is going to get real boring for anybody watching, so I apologize in advance. Oh, yes. I'm going to lose connection with the camera. Okay, that's okay. We'll do this. There goes that motherfucker again. In his underwear this time. It's like, All right, I gotta stop the live feed, guys. Stuff's getting too weird around here for me. I apologize. We'll see you next time, y'all.